D wants to talk about our favorite little ghetto in me, white boy. That is Cam Skattebo. Y'all remember when he said that? Got a little ghetto in me.
All right, man. All right, man. All right, man. Let me tell y'all a little something. All right. I'm about like I said, I'm looking at YouTube again. I'm editing it real quick.
Mhm.
Let me tell y'all something, man. So Cam Scatterbo went on this podcast. Uh, okay, you already did that. Cam Scatterbo went on this podcast and had said, got asked a question about if CTE is real and if asthma is real.
You think CTE is a real thing?
No, it's an excuse.
I think asthma is an excuse too.
Yeah.
Is that a hot take?
No, that's a good
That's
take.
valid.
Yes, asthma's fake.
Is there anything worse than when you're in 4th grade and someone's huffing and puffing? You're just soft.
Yeah, just literally
Be better.
breathe air.
Y'all, this is why having a brain matters, because when you say stuff like that, it shows the lack of common sense that you may have in your own self. So be careful with what you're saying. You know, if you're gonna say something like that, have common sense. Know that people is watching you and know that people is looking up to you. So just dumb stuff to say.
So this dude who has gone on record at Arizona State hitting his helmet against the brick wall. I just saw that today. Um, who has said some of the stupidest things I've ever seen. Like some of the stupidest things I heard. And part of it, I blame on Amon Ra too. Part of it is like, bro, I'm not trying to say nothing crazy. Y'all let
He
me
gave
know
him a
down in the description if you seen that. But
no. Basically, what you're saying is they gave
what's
him a
that?
platform. You're saying
Yeah,
that
they
they gave
gave
him a
this man a platform. Right. They gave this man a platform. Now, I'm one of those people that never go against people who be on podcasts because I got a podcast too. And one of these times, you never know. An NFL player might want to be like, "Hey, let's go on Locked In podcast." Right. I'm never against that, right? But at the end of the day, some of these people be making it to the point where they doing the most because they feel like the platform that they're on, they have to kind of represent themselves as this tough guy, as this person that literally carries themselves in a higher regard and all this stuff, right? All these NFL podcasts, all these NBA podcasts is not focused on the main priority, which is that subject. And I've noticed that a lot more as of recently. Like we got Emmanuel Acho, and this is crazy because I was just watching something against him. Against this. We got people like Emmanuel Acho and all these other guys just coming out here talking bad about players, trying to find ways to get clickbait, right? And it's like, bro, just be yourself. You know what I'm saying, Cam? If you think that doggone people aren't it's fake to have asthma. People die from asthma attacks all the time. So if it was fake, why the hell would that be the case? Why the hell would asthma pumps be real then? Like, why we have asthma pumps? You know what I'm saying? Like this dude came out and apologized about it, but at the end of the day, I don't think he wrote it. I don't think he wrote that.
He did.
I don't think he wrote that apology.
His PR team.
I don't think he did.
You know how that be.
Man, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like you gotta have common sense. You already a well-known player, right? And you already know a lot of these guys are looking up to you. A lot of the younger bulls are looking up to you and want to be like, "Hey, I want to be like Cam Skattebo. You don't want to grow up." And I'm talking about younger kids now. I'm talking about younger kids, not in our age group, but younger
He said,
kids that's watching
You're right.
football. They want to be like 34.
You're right.
They want to be like number 34. That's what I'm saying. Or
I
32,
hear
whatever
that.
his
I
name
hear
is.
that. I know there's some kids
You know
that
what I'm
won't
saying?
be like,
But you leaving a bad representation on going on podcasts and saying, "Well, I don't believe in asthma because it's an excuse," or "I don't believe in CTE because it's real." As OG told me yesterday, you don't know about CTE until you passed away, and until they get the samples of you and stuff like that, right? Is it samples
yeah,
or is it?
they have to basically diagnose your brain and do a
Yeah,
bunch of
you have
like
to
scans
diagnose your brain.
scans and
Right.
measurements to see if you had that traumatic issues that show signs of CTE. It's only you can only be recorded once you're dead, and you have to agree for them to have access to your brain.
Right. So with that being said, and I'll keep this short, and I want y'all's opinions on it too. I'll keep this short, but a lot of these platforms has to stop trying to make clickbait material. If you know that you're gonna say something foolish, why even try to go ahead and say it? Like I know on this podcast, and I'm not saying that our podcast is better than any other podcast. We got 1,000 followers, but at the end of the day, there's other people that has 10,000, 20,000. You know what I'm saying? We'll get to that point. But one thing we don't try to do is we don't try to diminish nobody from like the perspective of saying like, hey, CTE is fake, or hey man, injury that let me see. The injury for that someone had is just fake. They don't want to play basketball or football no more. Like that's just nasty. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these athletes with these platforms, man, it's a bad representation when you go on a podcast or when you go somewhere and you just say, well, hey, I just think it's fake because you think it's just cool to say, or you think that you have to have this as what people were saying, blue collar mentality, which is we ain't gonna say nothing about that. I ain't gonna say that. But like at the end of the day, just have common sense when you're on the podcast or when you're on a platform anywhere.
Hey,
And stop acting like you have to be this tough guy when you really don't have to be. So
hey,
that's all I'm gonna say about that. Y'all got anything
true.
to say about it?
Yeah, only thing is the fact is just to follow up on what what we talked about before, where it's kind of it needs to stop with a lot of these former players getting on podcasts because I realize just how fucking high school and grade school y'all motherfuckers are. Y'all need to stop. Y'all have nothing else to say. Y'all say dumb shit like what Cam said on this on the regular, and I'm tired of it, bro. Nobody takes you seriously other than other goofies and failures, and I'm gonna say failures and motherfuckers who be got they pom poms on for male athletes like they still 13 again, bro. You can sit your ass down, man. Nah, man. It's the same because with Gil's crew, it's always something to the
Always.
point where I don't even care if it was the right thing to do. It's always something with this group. It's annoying. It's very catty and femaleish. I don't like. I don't care. I told D. D said to me like, "Damn, you haven't brought them up in like a year or so." I said, "D, I forgot what situation, but I had to stop. It was probably around that Pat Beverly shit. I was just like, I can't take this, bro. Y'all refuse to talk about basketball.
Yeah.
Right. And there were fans getting on Kenyon Martin too about that situation where he had went off on that person that was getting on him about his his disability. Right? They were
Yes,
saying,
miss.
bro, you out here doggone saying like that you ain't apologizing to someone because they talk bad about you, even though it happened years ago. I think that's what they were saying in the comments. It happened years ago. Like, dog, you don't have to
It
be like
happened
that,
Yeah,
bro.
years
So a
yeah.
lot of
ago.
Yeah, Kenya got some hypocrite moments. I think I forgot. I know what you're talking about. I mean, it's just so much. It's just so much shit that it's hard to keep up with. It's just like I don't have to, bro. That's not my life. I don't care enough.
Right.
right. Like I'm not out like even like I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Even when I do edit the podcast, I don't be wanting to always rewatch the own podcast because I'm already editing the clips and
Right.
doggone hearing what y'all saying. So it's like if I don't want to hear, sometimes I'm just being blunt. But if I don't want to hear what was being said, what we talked about, even also too, because I hear it like from my perspective as well as I'm talking about
Mhm.
it. Like I don't want to go on anyone else's podcast and hear drama talking about that CTE isn't real. I mean, it's more like I'm more
CT.
upset about the asthma thing.
Yeah,
The
CT.
asthma thing
Exactly.
I'm more upset about.
Yeah.
But
No, but my bad, D. I don't mean to interrupt. But it's like you said, CT isn't real, this and that. Oh, I almost would have fought him, but we would have fought. I would have done this. I'm like, nigga, you're 50. I don't give a shit no more, bro. Why the hell you bringing up shit back from '98? Like, dog.
yeah, the whole the
If
whole
you was that mad, it would have been settled by now. If it isn't, just let it go, cause I don't care. Like I ain't like these other cats that ain't got shit going on. So your drama becomes basically they pastime entertainment because they dorks.
Mhm.
I'm not like that. Just
Mhm.
right,
y'all athletes just gotta chill out with the podcast. Y'all are not philanthropists, okay? Y'all are not scientists. Y'all not even goddamn nutritionists. Like, stop.
And this is not applied. This is not applied to all podcasts. And we're not saying that we don't want to see nobody on a podcast because again, we want some
Right.
like in the near future, we will want some NBA player coming on our podcast. That's not saying anything wrong with that, right? But it's just the egos and the tough guy act and the tough girl act and all that. That's where we got the issue with. Like I said, there's a reason to act the way. But like if we're bringing up something from '98 where we got Tim Thomas and Kenyon Martin going at it still from this time now, then that's when I'm looking at it like, bro, leave that in the past. Like even Shaq, I mean, even like I was watching podcasts, even like people like Taylor Lewan and Jeffrey Simmons, they had something going on, but they went on the podcast and settled it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Ain't that?
so like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's stuff like that you have to kind of like you just kind of can't have around you. I understand it's for clicks and giggles and stuff like that, and for clout and all that. But it's like, bro, just have common sense. Y'all in y'all's 50s, we supposed to be looking up to y'all in the sense of saying, well, hell, okay, so this is what we need to do. Now, I'm not saying that our podcast should copy what other people be doing, but we looking at higher ups and being like, bro, we was watching y'all when we were younger. We were doing this and doing that. We don't expect this from y'all. Or some players we do, but like we don't expect y'all to be acting like this. So that's where I come from with this whole camp situation. It's just foolish. And you already know ever since that I'm Around podcast, I have not forgot about that. Ever since that I'm Around podcast, I look at him such a way that I don't even I just don't know. The player, he's fine. The person, I just can't rock with that. I'm just being real.
Got a little ghetto. You just got a little ghetto in him, man. Just got a little.
Little ghetto in them.
Hey,
Nah, but I agree.
hey
with
man.
you,
Before we
Sam.
move on to March, my bad, bro. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you good, brother.
Oh man. Before we move on to March Madness, man, this kind of reminds me of Jared Verse because Jared Verse is funny, bro. Hey man, I get it. You came from a small college, you transferred to Florida State. I get it. You got that me against the world attitude. I respect it. But you got like D said with the ego on the podcast, bro. You gotta stop. You are the king of man. I almost woulda, shoulda fought this person. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Shoulda.
But I was about to fight the whole entire season. And he even admitted it. He's like, yeah, I was wrong. Man, I pushed Darnold to the ground and they came over there quick as shit. I was like, damn, I respect it. But guess what? I would have fought all of y'all. I'm like, bro, come on, Jared, come on.
Got
dog.
stomped out. Stomped out. Stomped out.
Jared,
They're gonna do him like Myles Garrett in 2019 when he had hit the helmet against somebody. He had Marquise Pouncey running up on him and just throwing hands.
the whole team
Like,
bounced on him. That's it.
the whole team jumped
I'm
on
like,
him.
yeah, he was wilding. What the hell? I remember watching that live. I said, oh, he brought the helmet out. Next thing you know, you see everybody jumping out.
Hey, yo, it's crazy that was years ago, bro. Wow. That's crazy.
Bro, we getting old. We getting old.
We
To the
are.
5 people in the chat, to the 4 or 5 people in the chat, man, y'all make sure to let us know in the comments how you feel about that situation if you've seen it. If you haven't, look up Cam Skattebo CT. Sorry, the gum is you know how you Cam Skattebo Cam Skattebo CTE. Look that up on YouTube and y'all see it for yourselves, man, because it's crazy to me. And even the apology just doesn't seem like from himself. It just seemed like from his PR team.
Well, we already know that. Yeah. He gotta get back in them Chicken Campbell commercials with Malik Neighbors by August, so you know.
For sure,
gotta get things right.
For sure.
But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. And this is no disrespect towards Cam Skattebo. It's just have common sense. You're like 23 years old, bro. I'm 23. Have common sense.
Especially when
that's
you
all I'm
got
saying.
A platform like that and you're a known player.
And very high market and in a market that's very, you know, they like to grandiose a lot of things.
A lot of things.
So,
yeah. You gotta be careful.
You're in New York. Yep.